of Abdullah Al-Qari bin Haji Salleh. His real name is Abdullah bin Haji Salleh, or better known as Akma, is very popular among readers of local religious books. He was born on 26 December 1937 in Kampung Kenali, Kubang Keriang, state of Cik Sitiwang Kembang. The title Abdullah Al-Qari is a title given by Tuan Guru Haji Muhammad Jambang, nephew of Tok Kenali, a figure of ulama Nusantara who taught at Pondok Lorong Kubur, Tok Kenali. The meaning of the word Al-Qari is the reader of the Quran or reader. His birth was after 4 years of the departure of scholars famous Kelantan state, namely Tok Kenali, who died in 1933. Haji Abdullah Al-Qari's father, Haji Salleh bin Putih, became a highly respected Al-Quran teacher at the Pondok Kenali and the public, whether near or far. His mother, Hajah Khadijah Binti Abdullah bin Haji Abdul Qadir bin Ismail bin Abdullah, is also a Quran teacher who teach Al-Quran to children. Both parents of this author opened Al-Quran studies class at home by providing a special space to learn and teach the Quran. His living environment is surrounded by a scientific atmosphere as well as colored by the concerns of his family, who places great emphasis on religious knowledge. With the atmosphere and tarbiyah of the Quran, listening to the verses of the Quran day and night, Haji Abdullah Al-Qari began to take steps to create dreams and aspirations that are big and pure. This sacred atmosphere influenced his ambitions, thoughts, and way of life. So, his seriousness and perseverance in writing and translating has been triggered since he was 15 years old until 2020. Education. Abdullah Al-Qari, a man who from an early age was educated by his parents with religion and their study of the Quran. He learned the Quran from his mother, Hajah Khadijah. The same goes for his father, who is a famous Quran teacher at Pondok Kenali. So, it is not surprising that Abdullah Al-Qari completed the Quran at a young age. Despite having a religious education in his home, it is still not enough. In 1949, at age 11 years, Haji Abdullah Al-Qari was sent by his father to study at the 4th grade, Sekolah Melayu Kubang Keriang, Kota Baru, Kelantan. The school is located about 150 meters from his house. Education received in Sekolah Melayu Kubang Keriang almost like a lesson now, just a slight increase in the subject standing and plain science. In the afternoon, he continued his efforts to seek knowledge by studying at the hard next to his residence. Among the science studied there are Arabic, including grammar, fiqh, hadith, and tajweed Al-Quran. Haji Abdullah Al-Qari is the youngest student to study there. During the fiqh question and answer session, he was able to answer the question quickly until his teacher, Haji Muhammad Nur Al-Himi, praised with the words, "This will be Qadi." Haji Abdullah Al-Qari also learned tajweed by using the Quran Hidayah Al-Mustafid, which uses question and answer system. In addition, he once entered a children's Arabic language class taught by Tuan Haji Ahmad, the son of Tok Kenali. Through the sources of book Hidayah Al-Mustafid and several other books, Haji Abdullah Al-Qari successfully authored a book entitled Kesulitan Baca Al-Quran, which was later given an improvement and given a new title, Kursus Qori dan Qori'ah, published by Pustaka Aman Press, Kota Baru. His motto and passion for writing can be seen in the excerpt of the word Awas Masamu, which gives as if a warning for him to always keep time. Today, Akha's works and translation are more than 300 pieces on a large of small scale. The following is a list of writing trends that have been produced by Akhaz in the writing of his books. Number 1 is Al-Quran study, especially in the field of tajweed through his book Kursus Qari dan Qari'ah. It is fairly complete book and was once used as a textbook at UKM. This book is published by Pustaka Aman Press with a reprint number of 31 reprint. In the field of study of the Quran continued with some of his other writings such as Lanjutan Kursus Qari dan Qari'ah. Number 2 is Sunnah and Hadith studies. Akhas is also known as the author of Sunnah books through his essays such as Asas Sembahyang Nabi, Contoh Sembahyang Nabi, Contoh Puasa Nabi and others. Number 3 is Islamic history. Among his essays in the field of Islamic history are Muhammad, Rasulullah makhluk pilihan dan Rasul contoh, riwayat Nabi Muhammad sejak kecil sampai wafat 4 penggal and others. Number 4 is Malay language and literature. He is known also as pengarang buku-buku peribahasa with the birth of books such as Peribahasa Kanak-kanak 4 penggal, Peribahasa Bergambar 4 penggal and others. Number 5 is worship. In addition to the books of Akidah, then he wrote about supernatural. Among them are Sejarah Penciptaan Alam Ghaib dan Alam Nyata, Sejarah Tugas dan Kemampuan Malaikat and others. Other significant work: Tasawuf, Medicine, Field of Education and Women's Education.
Methodology of Haji Abdullah Al-Qari in writing. Haji Abdullah Al-Qari has outlined some guidelines as well as applied various methods in producing his work. Haji Abdullah Al-Qari's methodology in producing his work is as follows. 1. Book title selection. The title of the book is clear and interesting. Haji Abdullah Al-Qari chose the appropriate title and coincided with the content to be conveyed in it. Among the techniques used by this figure are 1. Word of encouragement. For example, his work Al-Sunnah entitled Marilah Mengagum dan Menyayangi Junjungan Nabi SAW. 2. Using the word contoh, such as his work Al-Sunnah entitled Contoh Puasa Nabi SAW and Contoh Sembahyang Nabi SAW. The word contoh is used to create love in following the sunnah of the Nabi SAW, namely, so that the reader is tempted to want to emulate the Prophet, personality, morals, practice as well as whatever delivered by the Nabi SAW. Sometimes, Haji Abdullah Al-Qari puts a question on the title in order to arouse curiosity in the reader. For example, bagaimana Nabi SAW berhaji dan berumrah? 4. Use the word rahsia. Among the works of writing Al-Sunnah that use contoh words are Rahsia Cincin Nabi dan Hukum Bercincin Imam Al-Baihaqi. Kelebihan dan rahsia puasa-puasa sunnah menurut sunnah Nabi SAW and garis rahsia perbincangan qadar mengikut sunnah Nabi SAW. Next, the meaning of the title should also be clear and interesting. Haji Abdullah Al-Qari is not only a clear and interesting title, but the meaning of the title is also clear so that what you want to bring to the reader reach the true meaning. For example, sembahyang tarawih di zaman Nabi, mencari malam Al-Qadr menurut Nabi SAW, dan sejarah tugas dan kemampuan malaikat menurut Al-Quran dan hadis sahih. 2. Starting a book with Bismillah, Tahmid and Salawat. When we observe the religious books, whether new or old, we will find that the author will start with Bismillah, then followed by Tahmid, and blessing on the revered Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 3. Title compilation. Introduction section. A book in its introduction should contain A. Welcome, B. Forward or Mukaddimah or introduction, C. Translator words if the book is translated, D. Publisher words. The next is content section. The content section begins with the introduction of term or words that are the source of understanding through the book, then followed by a general or through discussion. This was followed by a detailed discussion. Haji Abdullah Al-Qari always ensured that the content and description in his writing is focused on the topic and does not deviate from the debate present. Next, the closing section. In the suffix section, which is the closing, the author puts the message, advice, or message, as well as the conclusion, hope, and prayer. And also, they wisely select the composed content. The method or technique that is commonly done and found to be easier to understand is that an author uses a comprehensive or global method first, then just comment one by one in detail. 4. Techniques using dalil from Al-Quran. The technique of taking and using the Quran is by A. Take a short surah, a few verses, or a series of words understood. B. Quranic verses are written in Arabic and lined up. C. Explain the name of the surah and the number of the verse and write the vertical bracket. D. Sentence calculation are placed at the end of the sentence. Awards and achievement. He has made great contribution in the field of da'wah, writing, teaching, and research. He has been given various recognition from various parties from school level to international level. Due to this excellent and exceptional service, he has been recognized and has been awarded in the achievement. Among them are 1. Tokoh Guru Kreatif Penulisan Negeri Kelantan 1990. 2. Tokoh Buku Kelantan 1994. 3. Tokoh Ma'al Hijrah Peringkat Negeri Kelantan 2004. 4. Tokoh Guru Kelantan oleh Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Kelantan 2004. 5. Tokoh Maulidur Rasul Peringkat Kebangsaan 2005. 6. Tokoh Sunnah Institut Al-Quran Nusantara 2005. 7. Tokoh Penulis Buku Islam Peringkat Kebangsaan 2007. 8. Tokoh Penulis Islam Terbaik Serambi Mekah Peringkat Negeri Kelantan 2008. And 9. Tokoh Pengkajian Al-Quran dan Al-Hadis Pusat Penyelidikan Al-Quran CQR Universiti Malaya 2008. Abdullah Al-Qari Salleh contribution to society. He also wrote several works in reprimanding the community related to practice that are contrary to the sunnah of the Prophet SAW as found in his work, namely salah faham tentang Nur Muhammad 139, amalan jahiliah dan perbandingan manusia kini, 72 sunnah dan bid'ah sekitar pengurusan mayat, 77 bid'ah membaca Quran dan memahami nilai hadis dan sunnah Nabi SAW. Next, contemporary science such as technology, physical development and medicine from the point of the view of writing, there is not a single article that discusses about technology specifically, but in the book sector pertanian negara, menurut Al-Quran dan As-Sunnah, he has discussed directly about the use of machine in the agricultural process. Next, he has also produced works in the form of Islamic medicine such as Ajaran Perubatan dan Pesanan Jibril alaihissalam, Atasi Sakit dengan Urut dan Jampi Sendiri, 239 Penawar Bisa, Racun dan Keracunan, Ensiklopedia Madu, Rawatan Penyakit dengan Madu, Ensiklopedia Herba-herba Sekeliling Kita, Panduan Menjampi dan Mengguna Jin menurut Al-Quran dan Al-Hadis, Rahsia dan Khasiat Zam-Zam, Zaitun dan Tamar, Awet Muda dan 121 Ubat Penyembuhan Lelah. Conclusion. From the biography of Haji Abdullah Al-Qari presented briefly, we can know his greatness in the field of Islamic studies, especially writing. He is a scholar, scientist, preacher, and scholar who has various disciplines and can be immortalized in the form of works, pretty quality writing. The work of Haji Abdullah Al-Qari is filled with evidence from two important sources, namely Al-Quran and Al-Hadis. He is also a master of various fields of writing. This advantage is a special gift from Allah for him, and it is hoped that it can be inherited by the Muslim community. And all the result of his hard work is pouring knowledge into something valuable and utilized by the Muslim community in Malaysia. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.